So the prerequisites for the project will be, of course, Python. You can go to python.org and download. The latest version is 3.6.2 or something. Just by clicking that, you get executable. Install Python. I'd like to have Python installed in my path, so I can go to console anytime and type Python and just have a Python interpreter. In case you don't have this, you can go to Start, Computer Properties, and in your Advanced System Settings, then you can find Environmental Variables and Path. And here I have C Python 35. My version is 3.5. So in the path directory there is executable to Python, which is here, and I like to have scripts here too, because there are other tools like pip for installing packages, which is usually located exactly here in the scripts subfolder of your Python installation. So once you have this, you've got Python and you are set up to go. The IDE which I use is PyCharm, so if you type PyCharm, you can just download PyCharm. There is a community edition which is free, open source, and it works like a charm. So just install that. Once you run this, you will see screen something like this. There you can create new project, and I wanna call this project node editor, like this. And as an interpreter, if you don't want to mess up with your global Python settings, you can use virtual environment, which I tend to use quite a lot. So by clicking on this cog, you can create virtual env, and in my case I usually name it venv, and select the location of your virtual environment by clicking on this icon. So I will store it near to the project somewhere. Something like this, and then when you press OK, just make the PyCharm make it work. Okay, this is done, so now we can go and create the project, and you will see something like this. Oh, no files, nothing. We will create a new file. We will call it main, like this. And then we can just type if name equals to main, just print hello Python. Okay. Next, what we want to do is go here and edit configurations. We will create a new configurations based on Python, which we will name the node editor. And here you can set up how you want to run the application just from the tools in PyCharm. So the script which we will use will be main.py, which is the file we just created, without any script parameters, and the interpreter should be automatically set to your virtual environment. And that's it. That is everything we need. So apply, OK. Now you can see there is in the select box you can see your configuration, and just by pressing play you can run your application, or the shortcut for that is Shift F10. And you can also use debugging. So you can by pressing anywhere here you can set a breakpoint, and when you are in a debugging mode, which is Shift F9, you can run it and the debugger will stop on your breakpoint, so this way you can easily debug your code if you got something messed up. So now let's install PyQt. Just go to terminal and type pip install pyqt5, enter. And pip will automatically connect to the repositories, collect any packages, any dependencies you need, and download them for you, install them, and you are good to go. So I just quickly created a git ignore file, and what I want to do now is, it is a good habit to create a requirements.txt file, which includes all necessary packages which you need. So if you go to terminal, so you can type pip freeze and forward that to new file which we'll call requirements.txt. Press enter, and now you should be able to see a file like this. These are the versions which you are currently using, or the packages. Another thing you can do to manage the packages is to go to settings, which are here. Here you can see the packages which are currently installed, versions, and possibility to update them. And you can install new ones here too. So I don't know, whatever, install packages, manage packages. That's another possibility if you wanna use GUI. But with having this file, we are good to go. I can right click that, git add, Ctrl+Shift+A to add it to my repository. And that's it. So now when we are running successfully, we can start using PyQt. For that we will need from pyqt5.qt widgets import, let's say everything, whatever, doesn't matter. And we need to have application. So we will type app equals q application, and we will pass the system arguments which were passed from command line. In this case not, so it doesn't really matter. And at the end we need to call system.exit and run the application exec underscore and parentheses like this. Now when I press play, this is not identified, so import sys. Okay, run. You can see the application is running by this green dot here, but nothing is shown because we didn't do anything. So let's create a label, for example, q label. We'll type hello PyQt5 like this, and we can say label show, and when I press play you can see we got our first application. This is our label, and now when I do close, you can see the green dot is away. Process finished with exit code 0, so everything works fine. So the last thing I want to solve are these red underlines, which mean that the references for the objects were not found, even though there are here in the Qt widgets. So you can fix this in PyCharm when you go to File, Settings, Project Interpreter, and here you can see the virtual env interpreter we set earlier. So you press this cog here and do add local. And here these are pointing to the Python executable in your main installation. So instead of having this executable, you will point this path to the executable of your virtual env script folder. In my case it's somewhere around here. So virtual environment, scripts, and here you will find python.exe, and when you press OK, it will change the project interpreter. Press apply and OK. And once you change it, your red underlines should be away.